hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see how can one get started with web development. For learning web development, first of all, one needs to have the knowledge of HTML and CSS. HTML basically defines the structure of the web pages and CSS is used for styling of these web pages. Now coming to where can we learn HTML and CSS from? So if you ask anyone, so the very first resource which comes to their mind is W3 Schools. This is one of the most popular website for getting resources on web development. So as you can see on the screen, I have opened the HTML section of W3 Schools website. So on the left hand side, you can see the subtopics or the tags of HTML, and the center page consists of the contents for this particular section. Right. So coming to this, like you can start from this and you need to cover until yeah, so these are the basic tags which you should definitely cover. And then once you have done these basic tags till here, H- the next is HTML forms. So yeah, the HTML forms are also very important. As you can see on like any website when you sign up or logging, those are basically the forms which we need to build. So HTML forms will be the basis for those things. So then you need to cover forms, form attributes, form elements, input types, and input attributes. Next, HTML graphics. This part is not that important, so you can ignore this for the moment. HTML media, yes, you need to cover it because like you can see that on various like images are very important in web pages, right? Images, then you can also see some videos are embedded in pages of YouTube and all. So how are those being implemented? You will get to know through these things. So you can cover HTML media section. Now coming to HTML APIs. So if you are a very beginner, you can ignore this section for the time being. But if you are in somewhere intermediate, then you can also check this out. And then I think HTML examples not necessary. References, yeah, these are some additional things which you might want to go but aren't necessary. So in a nutshell, the first part, which consists of the various HTML tags, these are really important. So what you need to do, that you might be wondering that do I need to learn all these tags? No, you need not learn these tags. You just open any tag, read about it, understand what it does, like table tags, so it creates a table. You need to understand that what are the various attributes along with those tags. So you just need to keep in mind and not memorize those, because it's not possible to memorize everything, right? Because there are so many of those. So it's important that you cover up the basic tags, and as I said, you will cover the HTML forms and HTML media, just these. So once you have done reading all those things, the best thing about W3 schools is basically you can see the like all the tags along with examples, and it will become more clear for you. Just like in this case, if you can see that the table is being built, so if you click on try it yourself, so another page opens where you can see the actual implementation of this code. So see, on the right hand side, the table is being constructed. So if you think that why this is being done, can I do something else? So you just need to make changes over here in your code and the rest will follow up. So it's as simple as, yeah, like you don't need to have any editor on your PC and all. So you can directly run over here and see the changes. So since I changed the value to 55, it is being reflected over here 55. So yeah. So for every tags, if you think it's very simple, just see the example and ignore. But if you want to make some changes and play around with your code, then you can click on try it yourself. So now we are done with the basic things. Like at this point, we have the knowledge of all the HTML tags and how they work. And we have seen those individual things in action, right? But you might be wondering that like only studying the topics won't help much. So coming to the next thing, yeah, before moving ahead, like let me also introduce you to the topics, subtopics in CSS. So as I mentioned, CSS is basically used for styling the web pages. That in this page, like you can see the green color of this button, the black color here. So all these comes under styling, right? So for styling, CSS is used. So same thing, you need to follow the same method as I mentioned in HTML. So you need to cover the basic HTML tags mentioned over here, tables, positions, all these things till here. Now coming to CSS in advanced, that's completely optional. So the main things, CSS responsive, CSS grid, CSS sass. Yeah, like you can ignore these things for the timing. CSS responsive, CSS grid, CSS sass. These things you can ignore. You can cover the intro portion right till here. And for the advanced and responsive thing, this is optional. I'll tell you when to learn this later. So the must do thing first of all is still here till the basic part. So once you get a fair bit of idea that what these CSS tags done and how to color the buttons, how to change the font, how to change the font style, how to add spacing and all those stuffs, how to change the background color, how to add background images. So all those things comes under CSS and you'll get a fair bit of idea. And similarly, like you can see the examples alongside studying. Like in the previous example, you had seen that the table was very plain, right? This it didn't have any color. So HTML defines only structure. But here in CSS, see, we can color the table. As you can see, the table is colored green. So you will understand that how the coloring of tables is done. So those are the interesting things to learn alongside. So once you cover the tags of HTML and CSS, you should also study about Bootstrap. Bootstrap is really amazing and makes your styling of the pages really, really easy. So again, once you are done with CSS, Bootstrap won't take much time. It's a matter of 1 day hardly to get familiar with all these tags. So yeah, it's and for also your information, we do have various Bootstrap templates available on the internet which you can use for free. So that's the best thing. You can download those templates and make changes if you have the idea of Bootstrap. So that is why learning Bootstrap is important. Now that we are in the position of that we have the knowledge of various tags of HTML and CSS, and we have played around with individual components like tables, forms, but you might be wondering that no, like I need more experience with hands-on coding. So for this, we have a very good website which is known as FreeCodeCamp. This website is completely free. So once you log in to this website, you'll come across this page which has various tracks. So the very first track is the responsive web design certification, 3 hours. Okay, so first of all, don't get worried by this time, 300 hours. Just open it. So as you can see, the course is basic HTML and HTML5. So so what happens in Free Code Camp? They give you many tasks. So those tasks are like very, very small. Like see, deleting an HTML element, how to comment and uncomment. So you can do this quickly, like how to turn an image into a link. Like when you must have observed that when you click on images on some websites, you are redirected to another page. So how those things happen, right? Creating a list of items. So all those things, once you have covered the idea of the basic tags, and now you can open any of these like creating a form element you can open. So here on the left hand side they'll assign you like what needs to be done. So they want you to perform some specific tasks, then you need to code it here on the middle section, and after coding it you need to click on run the tests. After you click on run the tests, you can see the changes visible on the right hand side, and if you had done correctly, then the test will pass and this task will be marked as complete and you can move to next task. So as you can see, I have done 23 out of 28 tasks. This was like in my very first year of college. So I found this really helpful because I felt that unless and until I code it, I don't feel that I have learned something new. So you can do all these things. It won't take much time, trust me. And after that, you can move to CSS. So here also there are 44 mini tasks. Similarly, as you can see, I've done 34. So it's not important that you do all. So it's up to you. If you want to implement, you can. If you don't, if you're feeling confident, you can move ahead with your learning. So as you can see, like there are mini tasks like setting the ID of an element and then changing the background color of some div element. So this is like really quick tasks to do, and you'll have a good learning curve over here. So, but again, the problem lies in that we have learned the about the tags. We know what happens exactly. We have implemented the tags and the mini tasks differently, but we are left with one thing. Can you guess what? It's that we need to build something in concrete using all the learnings that we have done till now. What I mean is that by using the concepts of HTML and CSS, you now need to build a web page. So then only you can try, you can confirm that yes, you have learned something. So for that, you can scroll down to the bottom and yeah, so CSS grades and CSS flexbox, these are completely optional. You can do if you want. I haven't done these because wasn't that interested in the CSS portion of this. So yeah, now as I was saying that for the learning best outcomes, you need to build web pages. So as you can see, you can get the ideas from here. Build a tribute page, build a survey form, like in which they'll specify some requirements, and you need to build a form according to their requirements. Product landing page, like when on Amazon or Flipkart, when you open a product, click on some specific product, the page which you get is known as the product landing page. So similarly, build a technical documentation page and then build a personal portfolio web page. So this is something that these are the few ideas which you can build web pages on with the help of HTML and CSS. And by the resources which I have shared till now, you can easily build all these five projects. So once you are done with all these five projects, or it's completely your choice, you can choose any project you want. So let's say if you want to clone a particular website, if you like, let's say you like the UI user interface of Flipkart and you want to build something like that, so you can, it's up to you. You can clone a website, you can try cop to make some similar things like that of an already existing website. So, yeah, one more thing is that in FreeCodeCamp, if you complete all these projects which they have, so you are now eligible to earn your responsive web design certification. So this, if you are currently in the first or second year and you have a lot of time, so you can do these things. So you can get this certification. I'm not sure about how much the value of this certification is, like value in terms of how much will it help you in future, but the learning which you'll carry is definitely worthwhile. So the certification part is completely optional and it's up to you, and you can add it on your social links like LinkedIn and all that you have done, made these projects and done this certification. So yeah, as you can see, claim your certification. Once you are done with these projects, you can claim your certificates. So this was all about the HTML and build a personal portfolio web page. So coming to this, every beginner who learns like HTML, CSS and gets started with web development, so the first thing which they do is build a portfolio website. So this is quite simple. You can add a section of about me, you can add a section of your interests, your photo, and like similar stuffs. Yeah, you can add a form to contact you. Yeah, although there won't be any functionality for at the time being, but yes, definitely you can make a static portfolio web page. So this is the must do for you in my suggestion. So I think with by doing these things, you have studied about the tags, understood the tags, implemented the tags individually, and overall built a few projects. Although these projects are very small, and but these are the basis for your journey ahead in web development. So this was all from this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be sharing about the next steps of learning JavaScript and other technologies in my upcoming videos. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, do like it, comment it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.